You know what they'll do instead of spending some of that money to help their workers improve their lives? They'll spend that money hiring security goons that are going to spew racist remarks, and then also hire negotiators that are going to laugh at the workers when they want a singular more day off, and that day being MLK Day. There's another strike going on in Michigan. I've been loving the amount of, energy that's been drawn up lately, behind workers and labor unions striking. Obviously, what's going on in Alabama with the Amazon union drive and campaign there. But there's also another strike going on in Michigan. So let's take a look at this. This is from the Detroit Democratic Socialists of America. The striking Teamsters of Local 337 have been picketing at Keurig Dr. Pepper 7-Up Bottling Company of Detroit since March 10th. And apparently we don't live in a monopoly state, even though these three massive corporations have, coalesced or merged into one. But, that's for another video. The situation degenerated March 17th when private security goons hired by the company assaulted one of the picketers and spewed racial slurs at the Teamsters who had assembled at the gates. This was after they laughed at a demand to make MLK Day a contractually recognized holiday at the bargaining table. That's how much disdain they have for the workers of their own company, the people actually doing the labor to produce the profits that they enjoy as the executives at that company. Just crazy. This is the type of disrespect that workers receive in this country. And until we start wholesale as a, whole country and community start standing up to these corporations that are hiring security goons that end up spewing racial remarks at workers just to ensure that they don't give them a little bit bigger piece of the pie that they enjoy themselves from the labor that those workers are producing. Now, let's see exactly what happened. This was from Alex Press on Twitter. Said workers are on strike at a 7-Up plant in Redford, Michigan. They say they're facing racist, violent intimidation from the company. I would say they're not saying it. It actually happened. Strike line report is from Teamsters Local 337. Early this morning, 7-Up security force physically engaged with the picketers. One of our business agents was punched in the face, so physically assaulted, and another was called unbelievable. First, their chief negotiator laughs out loud at the union's proposal to add MLK Day to the holidays. One day, one singular day, one singular more day off. The negotiator for the corporation laughed at that, and particularly MLK Day. This country is devolving. Humanity in this country is devolving, because as I read that out loud, I almost can't believe it, because they laughed at the proposition of one extra day off. And what is that one extra day? Oh, MLK Day. Who white liberals and white moderates who will celebrate and make sure they send out one nice tweet every single year, but then go on after that and not legislate and do the things and institute the policies that MLK fought and died for. That's virtue signaling. That's neoliberalism. That's liberalism, the ideology of liberalism. And we're seeing a great example of that right here. Neoliberal policies, liberal ideology, and this is what it results in. Now, great, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, y'all can signal that you're going to support strikers in Alabama, but are y'all going to lobby Congress to pass the PRO Act, which is what a lot of unions are saying would actually help to break down some of these practices that these companies use when the workers try and unionize? Are y'all going to lobby for that, or are y'all just going to virtue signal and talk about it? I think I know the answer to that. Let's continue. The company continues to refuse to return to the bargaining table, and they are clearly taking the road of escalation. Our brother and sister essential workers need your support. Come to the picket line in Redford in the mornings and stand up with your brothers and sisters. Boycott all 7-Up products and call 313-937-3500 and press 0. Tell them to bargain a fair contract and discontinue the racism. So I'm going to be doing that soon. I encourage everyone else to do that as well. If you're in Michigan, if you're around Redford, Michigan, go join the picket line. Go actually tell these this company and corporation that hires these racist and violent goons to try and intimidate their workers away from, I'm sure it's a modest pay raise they're asking for. Make sure you go and let them know how you feel. And if you say, well, Justin, we're in a recession and 2020 was so difficult for so many people, so many workers were, out of work and struggling to survive. And there was bread lines and people were just really struggling. So this is why they can't pay their workers more. No, because let's take a look at stats and facts about the company that's refusing to give these workers in Redford, Michigan. I'm sure they're asking for a very modest pay raise. Keurig Dr. Pepper, this massive conglomerate, that's I guess Keurig Dr. Pepper and 7-Up. Net income for the 12 months ending December 31st, 2020 last year was $1.325 billion, which was a 5.66% increase from the year before. So they're raking in over $1 billion in profit. That's not just revenue. You say, oh, well, maybe you have to take costs out. No, that's profit, net income. So they definitely have the money to $1.3 billion in 1 year. In 1 year, they have plenty of money to give these workers a modest pay raise, considering they worked throughout the entire pandemic. But you know what they'll do instead of spending some of that money to help their workers improve their lives? They'll spend that money hiring security goons that are going to spew racist remarks, and then also hire negotiators that are going to laugh at the workers when they want a singular more day off, and that day being MLK Day. It's time to rise up in this country, because stuff like this is happening all over the country. I'll be continuing to cover it and continuing to call it out for what it is, and continuing to call out the politicians who will virtue signal like they actually care about stuff like this, and then will go behind your back and legislate all your rights away, just like it's been done the last 30 to 40 years in this country.